Hey everybody, Omar here, the Knife Shark Guy, and I am back with another fun-filled video for you. And today, we're going to be taking a look at a budget knife. There's your clue right there on my Kershaw mat. You know at least what brand we're going to be looking at. So let's go ahead and bring that out. We're going to be taking a look at the Kershaw with the sticker covering it. Super fantastic. We're going to be taking a look at the Kershaw Natrix Copper. This is the Natrix Copper XS for extra small. Now, this knife comes in 3 different sizes. This is the latest iteration of that knife. There you have it. Just give you guys a good quick look at it while I talk about the knife. As I said, this knife comes in 3 different sizes. Extra large, large, medium, and small. This is the small version of the knife. Why don't we go ahead and get the specs out of the way before I talk about the knife and really give you guys a good look at it. The overall blade length of this knife is 6.50. The blade length is 2.75 inches. The knife is made of D2 steel. We've got a drop point blade with a nice flat grind, and the blade has a beautiful stone wash finish. It's a plain edge with a handle length of 3.75 inches. The knife has copper scales on both sides of it with a subframe lock and a tip-up only pocket clip, both right and left side. So for those of you lefties, you got that option. See the 2 holes there, you just screw the deep pocket clip there. The knife, again, I said, is a manual flipper. Runs on KBT ball bearing system. And the knife is originally from China. A lot of guys don't like Chinese knives. You know, everybody has their own opinion. Myself, a good knife is a good knife. If it's a good experience for you, it's a good experience for you. That's how I look at every knife that I come across. As a collector and as someone that's a user of knives. So let's take a look at this knife real quick. And then I'll do some size comparisons for you. So we got some copper scales here on both sides of the knife. We've got, I believe this is like Zytel. It's a Zytel backspacer. I think it's like just plastic. I think the MSRP on this knife, if you were to just like buy it, I believe the knife comes in at around $62. I picked this one up at Smoky Mountain Knives for like 45 bucks. That's with a coupon. Every once in a while, Smoky Mountain Knives has these coupons on there. So let's take a look at these copper scales. A word about these copper scales, all right? When I first got my knife, it was not this beautiful copper color that you see, or I guess salmon colored that you see. Mine was actually all dark brown. The knife had developed the patina just sitting in the box, and it really didn't look good. It had some blotches all over it. Not really pleasant to look at. So what I did was to get the knife back to its original salmon colored copper color, the original copper color that it's supposed to be, I took some lemon juice and I took a little bit of salt and I made a paste and I rubbed it all over the knife, and I didn't even have to rub it that hard. It was just a few seconds later, all of that brown patina disappeared, and underneath that was this beautiful copper color that you see on the knife. So don't, if you decide to get this knife, don't, don't get upset if it doesn't look as good. Just get some salt and some lemon juice and rub it on there, and you'll get that nice, beautiful copper color like I got on my knife. It's actually kind of fun to do that. Sit there and watch the brown disappear, and underneath it you saw that beautiful copper color. Keep in mind that the more you hold the knife, the more you use the knife, that brown patina will come back. All you got to do, get some more lemon juice and some copper, and it'll just disappear again. So, again, we've got a blade length of 2.78 inches. So it's under 3 inches. The knife runs on KVT ball bearing system, and I can tell you, it's real smooth for such a small knife. The flipper is real tiny. It's sort of a cross between a push button flipper and I guess like a swiping. It's probably quicker if you swipe it, but it seems like it's more like a push button flipper knife. We've got a beautiful subframe lock there on the back. So basically what they do is they knock out a piece of the frame, the frame lock here, and instead of making the entire knife cut out, we just cut out a portion of it and screw it inside the frame of the knife, and that's how you get a subframe lock. It's actually kind of a cool idea. Really pretty little knife. I wanted something that would that was small, but that was a little better steel than that MOV 17 or 18 or whatever it is now. And I thought D2 was a nice choice. Even though D2 does not have any corrosive properties, it will rust up on you if you're not wiping it down. So if you get it wet, wipe it down. That way it won't rust on you. This thing came right out of the box, wicked sharp. It's just a really pretty little knife. We've got a really nice deep pocket clip on there. So when you put this in your pants, none of the knife is going to show. Because if you look at that pocket clip, it's actually it overrides the handle knife itself. So that's kind of nice. Overall, I thought this is a really good bargain. Now, keep this in mind. The first releases of this knife did not get a lot of positive reviews. In fact, there were a lot of issues that people were complaining about with the knife. Something about the subframe lock not being as good as it is on my knife now, because I didn't have a problem with it. The fact that they said that the action was pretty shoddy on it. That it was not as smooth, but I'm looking at mine, and mine is just perfect. So I'm assuming that Kershaw had worked out whatever issues they had with their later releases of this knife, so I don't think it's I could be wrong. Like I said, this is the only one I have. But this one I thought was perfect. They even got the centering was like dead on it. It's dead centered. So you're going to have to keep in mind that these are production knives. I mean, they're not going to be, not every one of them is going to be perfect. So you have to kind of accept that. And obviously you can always return it if it's not to your satisfaction and get another one. So there you have it. That's resolved right there. So let's go ahead and do some size comparisons before I forget, like I did on the other video. So we're going to go ahead and put it up against one of my favorites, the Kershaw Bare Knuckle Limited Edition in M390 Black Wash. God, I love that knife. I mean, this knife goes for like $249 all day long on eBay, the secondary market. They're just like losing their minds over this knife. So let's go ahead and put it up against one of my favorites, the Sinkovich Kershaw Tumbler, another budget knife with stupid smooth action. Put it up against the more common Zero Tolerance 0562. I mean, as you can see so far, that's how small the knife is. It's not a big knife at all. Something a little fun to carry in your pocket, you know. Put it up against the knife I just did the size comparisons on a few minutes ago. I apologize for not doing it in the actual video. The Tengu Flipper by Benchmade. So it's even smaller than the Benchmade Tengu Flipper, and that's actually, the Tengu Flipper is also a small knife, but that's actually smaller. And what I call the high-end version, kind of like the same knife in a way, Zero Tolerance ZT-0900, one of my favorites. Another knife that I'm happy to own in my collection that's never going to leave because you can't get it anyway. The ergos on this knife are nice, but then again, I have small hands. So with my small hands, I can actually get all 4 fingers on it. And it's a very comfortable grip for a very small knife. So for those of you guys that have large hands, you'll be able to get at least good 3-finger grip on it. There's nothing, I mean, you can't really choke up on it because there's nowhere else for your finger to go without touching the blade there. Would have been nice, I think, if it had like a more definitive finger choil on it. But, you know, whatever. It's a really nice blade shape on this knife. It's got that swedge on it. I kind of like that with the indentation in there. Almost makes it look like a nail nick. But it's still a nice design overall. The modified, I'm going to call it a modified drop point. Certainly nowhere near a Warncliffe style blade or a sheep's foot. I don't think. This is more of a modified drop point on that. Also wanted to say that even the brown tarnish on the knife as it gets the patina, even that looks nice after a while. I just wanted to have it where I put the patina on myself over time and not actually, when I open the box, have it already all brown and everything. I kind of wanted to do that myself, so. But I think copper is a really nice addition to any collection if you can get a knife in copper. Something different if you're a collector. This may be something you might want to think about. Because overall, the ergos are good on the knife. The knife has got really good steel with that B2. It comes right out of the box, nice and sharp. You've got a nice deep pocket clip there with the subframe lock. And the knife is, I mean, well, each knife will come up different, but mine was dead centered. And the action is very, very smooth. You will enjoy the action on this. It's so smooth that if I try to close it, sometimes it'll kick back and lock open instead of closing. Runs on KBT ball bearing system. I even like the decorative pivot that they put on there. I thought that was kind of nice. So there you have it. The Kershaw Natrix. Like I said, you can find this at the cheapest. I got it at, like I said, I got mine for like 45 bucks with a coupon at SmokyMountainKnives.com. They were there. I think they're actually one of the few websites that actually has them. Otherwise, if you go on eBay, you'll find it for like 56 bucks, 66 bucks, even 70. You know, that's an okay price, but I would definitely consider shopping around for it if you're interested. It's a good, solid knife. I put this in the same category as the Dmitry Sinkovich tumbler. You know, these are just good budget knives. And there's nothing wrong with carrying a budget knife every once in a while. I mean, you know, they can be really good beaters and really good users. And you'll probably get more satisfaction out of carrying a budget knife for a day than you would, you know, get into the crazy stuff that I get to, like my incredibly ridiculous, expensive Des Horn South African custom Mvubu, which I'm like I say it's not a safe queen, but I'm certainly treating it like one. So, you know, if you wanted to get a knife that you could just beat on, and because, you know, the knife's like under $100, either one of these two choices I highly recommend. Especially this one. I mean, this is ridiculously smooth. I mean, you think the knife that's so cheap, not cheap, but very economical. I don't want to call it cheap. Kind of lowers it. But an economical knife like this, with action this smooth, you don't expect that. It's just absolutely insane. So, anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a quick look at the Copper Natrix SX. Again, this knife comes in 3 different sizes: the large, the medium, and the extra small, which is what I got. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a good evening. And if you decide to pick yourself up one of these, I can honestly tell you it is a good buy. The Copper Natrix XS. This is Omar the Knife Shark Guy signing off. Thank you so much for watching, and believe it or not, yes, I'm going to be back with another video. So that one really, I got a story to tell you on that one. That's not very good, but you'll at least love the knife. Thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a good evening.